It's been a while since I've ruffled some feathers on this channel, and I don't plan to in this video, although I think I might. And in today's video, I want to address some concerns that you may have if you are a homeowner that is in the market to buy a heating and air system, some things that I am seeing, some attitudes, some theories on different things going on in our industry that I hear from other heating and air folks that are considered professionals in our industry. I have learned to understand that I don't know it all. I think there are people that make YouTube content that are way smarter than me, especially in this industry. But there are a lot of heating and air guys out there, guys and gals, right, that think they know everything, that think that they know all. And I'm going to address some of that in this video. I think there are things that I'm going to talk to me, a younger version of me, some things that I used to have wrong that people still comment on my channel to this day. And I know that those folks that are commenting, especially if they start with a comment, I'm in HVAC, I'm in the industry, and I've been doing it for this many years. So they're automatically starting out with, I have authority, I know what I'm talking about. And then they give you whatever it is their opinion, or some of those opinions are good. Some of those facts are good if it's factual. But some of them I'm concerned about. Before we dive into this, I'm going to give you three concerns that I have. But if you could take a moment and hit that like button and subscribe, I've got more content coming up, things that we're going to show you behind the curtain a little bit on some things in the HVAC industry, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. But let's dive into this. A lot of the concerns of, opinions and so on that I see in our industry, a lot of times are just that they're an opinion from someone from their perspective. And a lot of times those opinions are not backed up by, say, data or any sort of testing. I remember years ago, I gave an interview to a younger fella, a young man that was interviewing to work at my company. And we started just kind of, riffing a little bit about, some of the things that we do or don't like about the industry. And it ended up that we were on the topic of brands, and he made a blanket statement to me. He said, this brand is the best, that they are the best at everything. They make the best products. They have, least amount of problems, et cetera, et cetera. And I remember I didn't refute him. I didn't try to change his mind. I just simply asked him, how many brands of equipment have you actually installed? Because he had only worked at one company ever. How many brands of equipment have you actually laid hands on and installed? And his answer was one. He had only ever worked at a company that only ever installed one brand and one brand only. And of course, that's the brand that he thought was the best. Now, I'm not here to say he was right or wrong. I'm simply saying that his perspective was diminished, right? In my opinion, it's hard for him to say that they are the best as a blanket statement when he has nothing else to compare it to. If he's never installed any other brands, it's one of the reasons why I made a note at my company, especially in the first couple years, to actually install a bunch of different brands and see what my experiences were, not just in the products themselves, but the support I was receiving and how well they were taking care of you, the customer. So I think that's important to note. But I also think it's interesting when I see, just in general, people giving their opinions from that perspective when they have not actually experienced the entire gambit. Another example I can think of is on social media from time to time, I'll see people post, hey, I'm in the market for a heating and air system. Do you know a good heating and air company? Right? They'll post that on a forum or in a Facebook group. And you'll see all these people comment on that, and they'll say, so-and-so is the best. I always kind of chuckle a little bit when I see that, because a lot of times if you click on their profile, you realize that this person is good friends or family with the person or the owner of the company that they are recommending. From their perspective, they're the best, even though they're not kin to all of the companies. They're not giving everyone a fair shake there. And I just think that it's interesting when someone will just, as a blanket statement. Now, if you want to say on that comment, oh, hey, so-and-so is my brother-in-law, I happen to know him personally, obviously, and I can tell you just what I know about them is they have good character, that they don't cut corners, and that they're top notch on everything. That would be a great response. That's a response that if I received that for, say, another industry, if I was, say, in the market for a hot dog and someone said, hey, the manufacturer of this hot dog is that they have good character and that they only use quality ingredients and so on, then I would take more weight into that opinion than I would just somebody talking about, oh, so-and-so is the best when they have a skewed perspective. So I think that's something just kind of, as a blanket statement to note for you to look at when you are getting advice from others or looking at, say, different heating and air brands. I will say, though, before I move on to the second one, is I like hearing that, though. If I'm going to select a heating and air company that's going to install a product in my home, I want them to tell me what they're about to install in my home, that it is the best. And here's why. I want to know why. I want some reasons. I want you to tell me that they're made in America or that they have the best products. And here's why, that they perform the best or that they're the most durable or whatever that looks like. But they should have an elevator pitch on why they believe what they believe, in my opinion. Number two, something I hear all the time, because we talk on this channel all the time about the new and upcoming things, new technologies, new products. And I hear a lot in our industry. I'm hearing it less and less, thankfully, but I still hear it a lot. And that is people in our industry saying that the newer technologies suck or that they're not as good for one reason or another. And I have learned over the years that a lot of those perspectives or opinions are skewed as well. In fact, I remember talking to someone on this channel where they told me, I think that this we were talking about inverters, actually, that inverters are this and that. I think they were talking about the durability and the breakdowns and so on. And I remember asking them, well, I'm just curious, how many inverters have you installed? And they said, none, 0. I'll never install one, right? And I just remember thinking, then you don't know what you don't know. Right? I've installed a bunch of them. I understand them. I know what the pros and cons are for this or that. I have given them a fair shake, and I can tell you an opinion based on actual experience. And I installed the product that we are now giving an opinion on. And that is probably bigger than the first one. If you have a heating and air company in your home that is pushing, oh, stay this way or that way. Oh, just stay with the basic, only go with the cheapest system out there. All that other stuff is junk. And here's why, and blah, blah, blah. I would ask them, how many of those have you installed? Because chances are, at least in my experience, when I find a company that does install a lot of the newer technologies, we've had some of them as guests on this channel. I remember having a guest on my live show, great father and son team out of the Pacific Northwest. And we talked a lot about the newer products and technologies today. And guess what? In my experience, the folks that are installing those products have installed a bunch of them. They believe in them because they have experience with that technology. Now, again, if you have someone that comes back and says, well, listen, I've installed a bunch of them, and I think in your particular situation, maybe you're moving out next year and you're not going to be in the home long enough to see the return on investment and how efficient that system is, or whatever the circumstance is, but they're giving you a clear reason why they believe what they believe. Well, by gosh, that's a great bit of advice. Number three, another big one here is a lot of heating and air folks in our industry are forming these opinions and experiences, but they're not willing to go get educated on a lot of this. I actually taught classes for 2 years for a supplier, and I learned really quickly that a lot of companies out there just don't see any upside. They don't want to invest in their employees to make them better. So they're not going to pay them an hourly rate to go get educated. Some are, by the way, some will, but some won't. And the ones that won't, a lot of times are, number one, holding the industry back, holding their employees back. And they probably don't even realize it, but holding their own company back. But who it ends up hurting the most is you. You're now hiring a company that they have decided that spending more money on advertising and having fancy vans and clean uniforms and whatever it is they hold valuable as something they want to offer at their company, they don't value getting educated on the products themselves or the industry. I remember having some of those classes and teaching some of the folks in there that had been doing this for 30 years. And I'm now showing them, to me, basic things. And not that I'm so great. It was something I'm sure I learned from someone else, right? Because I wanted to go get educated. And I would always think it was odd when I would talk to those guys that had been doing this in some cases longer than I was alive. And I'm now teaching them in a class about, the product or a way of doing things. They're like, I've been doing this forever and I didn't know that. It's just crazy to me. I just want to say this though, if you happen to be in the industry, if you're a technician, maybe even a young technician that's hungry, I remember hiring some folks like that. And when you found someone like that, knowing that they're probably not going to stay at your company forever, knowing that I wasn't going to get to hang on to them forever, but it was so refreshing to see a young version of me, or, you know, just someone that was just so ambitious and loves this industry. Some of them will comment on our videos here, and you know, somebody that's an up and comer when you see one. And when I would meet those folks, I would say to you, if you are one of those folks, I would say, don't let your company hold you back. If they're not willing to pay you an hourly rate to go get educated, then go get educated anyway. Go leave them in the dust, because they're probably going to become your competition someday anyway, and you will bury them. Here's the thing. Our industry is changing so much, especially over the next 10 years. So during the recording of this video, it's the year 2026. And by the time we get to the year 2036, our industry is going to look totally different, the technologies and so on. And you say, Josh, well, you know, that's just a philosophy. No, I already know. I'm talking to some of the folks creating what we're going to see in the future. And with air to water technology and some of the other things, you know, refrigerants and so on that are changing from behind the scenes, by the time we get to the year 2036, our industry is not going to look like this at all. If you're learning from somebody that's prehistoric and stuck in the old days, and now you are expected to work on this new stuff, you are going to be in trouble, because they are going to be retired and it ain't going to matter. And now you're still in this industry and you're back to basically square one. You don't know what you're working on, and it's like you're an apprentice just starting out. So go get that knowledge. If you are being held back by a company, just absorb that knowledge and leave them in the dust. Go become their competition and bury them. That's what I always say. So I say that in a nice way. And then finally, I just want to throw a bonus one in there, because it's a concern that I have, that I've seen for years, that I've seen from folks that are extremely experienced or folks starting out. And that is some folks in our industry wanting to hold others' backs just so they can stay ahead. Unfortunately, that's something that you can't fix. If you've got someone that is said, this is something I know, so now I'm more valuable to the company and I will not teach you. I remember having an employee say that to me one time, and me saying, I don't care how much experience you have, I'm going to have to let you go, because your poisonous attitude is less of a value to me than what you actually know. If you do come encounter, I'm sure you will, especially if you're in this industry or a customer with someone like that, I would just say, you're not going to change them. Just move on. Find someone that is a team player, someone that wants to help others get ahead and make this industry better. If I'm honest, I'm talking to myself as well. This was something that I struggled with years ago. I was starting to move up in my company at a very young age, and I had folks around me that I was scared that they would take what's mine. I think that the pie is so big in our industry, because it's changing and so on, that anyone willing to work hard, learn what's to come, that the pie is so big that we can all have a very, very large and prosperous slice of that pie. Anyway, that's my concerns. That's some things that I think will help you as you move forward. I know it's kind of a lengthy video, but I do think some of these things are, you know, just concerns that need to be addressed and things for you to watch out for. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Did I miss something? Is there a concern that you have or something you've encountered? I'd love to hear about that. If you like this video, I think you'll like this one too. It's where I talk a little bit about why heat pumps are taking over this industry. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more HVAC tips. We'll see you next time.